SPY very sluggish here. It's moving sideways, it's just not going anywhere, but it is staying above the VWAP at least on yeah, and I noticed the TC2000, the VWAP is slightly different than the than on the Thinkorswim. It's above it on both of them right now, so I did take some more SPY calls here, by the way. I took it right here as it broke out. We'll see what it does. There's probably some differences in calculations. I don't know what Thinkorswim uses for calculations on this thing. I'm hoping they restart it each day at the beginning of the day. It should be the same though. I mean, it's within a few pennies, but still, that can make a difference. I get it 682.77, 682.77 on TC2000. What is it here? I don't know. I can't really tell. In any case, it's moved above it on both of them, and again, it's got a little bit of room to the upside here now. Back into the gap that we fell into. So we'll see if it keeps moving. Again, I'm long the SPY right now. Long SPY, long Lumen. Still trying to get through that standard deviation line. Very, very slow action here. Lumen holding up pretty nicely though. ABBV still looks like a good short. Yeah, I think you're right, William. It's some sort of a calc difference. It's 682.79 on TC2000. Yeah, and it moves by pennies. I mean, it doesn't stay the same. It's moving around a little bit. So, but I mean, it's so close that it's again, you'd rather see the thing move through it and stay through it. So. And it's still above it on both of the platforms right now. So I'll take a look at that later and figure out what. I think that I'm not sure what the calc is on Thinkorswim on that. When taking an intraday trade on SPY, what criteria do you use to pick a strike? I'm looking for. No, I'm not looking at the delta. I'm just usually taking one strike in the money. One strike in the money. I want to be in the money. I don't want to get, on compression, I don't want to get time decayed too badly. So I take one strike in the money. Right now, I actually took the 682s on the SPY here. And you could have taken the 681s. Either one would work. If you take the 682s, and you get a big pop, you're going to make your return on investment's going to be a little bit better because you're not paying as much, but also you're going to get a little bit more time decay on the downside and less time decay on the 681s. Not doing much of anything here. I'll see if I can just take it off here pretty soon for a break even or a little profit. Then I'm going to be done with it until we get some movement in the market. We're not getting any movement in the market. This is very, very low probability trading environment. It really is. Tesla's getting some really ugly news here about the registrations of new vehicles. Portugal's new registrations of Teslas fell 58.7% year over year, 89% drop in Sweden, 50% drop in Norway and the Netherlands, 33% drop in Spain. Get some pretty ugly numbers in Tesla. Doesn't seem to be hurting the stock any right now, which has been the history of Tesla anyway. It usually rallies up against bad news. Still looks pretty decent here, but still below 470.75, which is the breakout on Tesla. Again, I'm still on the SPY here. Pretty much flat in the SPY right now. Market internals really, they're drifting down and they're just chopping around here. There's just not much momentum to anything here right now. It's the ABBV. Yeah, it still looks like a good short. And again, we're in Lumen. Oops. There we go. Lumen. Yeah, Lumen looking at very good relative strength in Lumen. Looks nice. That's trading it right now up to 246. So about from 230. Whoops. Lumen's gone from 230 to 246. You're getting a little bit cheaper than that. That was even better. So it's up, decent amount of money here. Closing in on 10% gain. It's fine, not doing much of anything. Outside? Want to go outside? I don't have any more. Nope. All right. Take a talk to the YouTube folks for a minute. Good morning, blah, blah. That was my trading in October. It was actually, we closed out really strong. We closed out the month on the last week. It was pretty flat for the room, but the alerts were up really nicely last month. Considering how tough it was for a month to trade, they were up about almost $3,000, which is really, really good. The room was almost flat. I think it was within about $300 of being flat. So depends on what you paid for the things, but a pretty flat month. We had some big losses, or some decent losses early on. We recovered last week very, very nicely, and we'll see how November goes. That was about the weakest month we've had this year, about even. And every other month has been up. I gotta let my dog. Oops, gotta let my dog out. Come on, let's go. Look who's back.
I'm back. Hi.
Exciting, yes.
I had to get a quick walk in.
That's good.
We'll go later.
We're getting way more book club.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll come back.
It's still cloudy up here.
Yes.
Look at him. Look him go. He's going crazy. What's going on, buddy? You're going crazy. You're running around like a nut. Running around like a nut.
Well, Allison finally got around to calling Dr. Amin's office.
Yeah.
And getting an appointment. Trying to.
That's good. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
All right. Scooter, go. Can I post all my trades for in October? Where? Where am I going to post all these trades? No, I mean, I'm not going to post all my November. There's a lot of trades in October. I mean, look how many there are. No, I put the results out of my webinar. I keep a spreadsheet on it. The alert service is separate from the room, but I'm not going to post them all. No. I mean, a lot of people would like to post them all, but I've been doing this for 4 years. We had one losing month last year in September, down about $1,700. Every other month has been positive. Every month this year has been positive. This past month, I have to go back and recalculate. We might have been down $500 or $600 at the most in October in the room. The alert service was up about 3,000. But you can take my word for it or not. I don't really care. But I'm not gonna post all those trades. It's a lot of work. And when taking an intraday trade on SPY, what criteria do you use to pick the strike? Okay, we talked about that. Okay. Lily, 8724, 3375, algo line. Valid? I'll have to take a look at it, Maxim. Hold on just a sec. Hi, Sacklin. What was my reasoning to go into LUMN? IJ continuation on the daily. Well, let's take a look at LUMN. Obviously, the daily chart is exactly what I was using. And it's not really actually a continuation, but here's the Fibonacci. This was a Fibonacci reversal or a continuation right here. Now it's pulled back. But what I'm actually looking at on the daily chart is this pull back to the notice how it's come back to the 15 multiple times here, and then this was earnings, moved up beautifully on earnings, then pulled down hard. Pulled down hard on earnings and bounced right off the 8 and right off the 15, right back above the 8, and it's moving up again today. It looks to me like it's in a decent move to the upside. Notice on the earnings the last time, you see how it came in here, pulled down hard, and then just moved up and just rallied for about a month after that. So that's what I'm basing that on. It is not a Fibonacci reversal candle today, though. If I go to the daily chart and look at Fibonacci, that's not actually a Fibonacci reversal. You see the little tail on the bottom? Or a Fibonacci, bullish Fibonacci candle. Joseph, you're trying to trade ES, but I stopped out. Curious how much of a loss I took on my initial position for the options. Let me go back and look. Wonder if those are easier to trade than futures. Yeah, the same opportunity. Futures, are heavily leveraged. So. Suzanne said, tell them to ask the Discord room for a link to the spreadsheet. Doug, you're confused. You usually post the RAs. I thought you said you would post the results for October for the RAs, as you have done in the past. I post them in a webinar. I don't post them. I don't. I don't post them anyplace in here. I mean, listen. Listen, I spend a lot of time working on this stuff and coming up with the strategies that we all use and giving you the very best entries and really giving a lot of information. All right, a huge amount of information for everybody to learn how to trade and trade these things. But if you're gonna get into the position, you want me to post every single trade every month all the way down here with the exact wins and losses on it. It's I'm not gonna do that much work. I mean, it's simple as that. I just don't have the time to do that much stuff. All right, I really don't. And you know what we're producing here in the last 4 years is results better than you're gonna find any place else. All right, so to put that kind of, all it does is take away from my ability to continue to find trades and answer questions for people, and so I'm not going to do it. Now on the, yes, you were trading, Joseph. How was my SPY? Let me take a look and see what my SPY trade was, because I honestly don't know. I can't remember what I lost on it, but I had a losing trade on it. Okay, let me see. All right, so the SPY trade, the first trade I get in for $1.65, and I get out for $1.42. Right, so what's that? 23 cents, about 23 cents. The second one I get in at $1.69 is trading at $1.79 right now. It's up about a dime. You can manually go through the Discord for the trade. Yeah, you can. Lumen approaching a double in a short period of time. Do I think it's going to continue to 15? I don't know. Again, I don't know. It's up pretty nicely, but we're taking this as a PBO. It pulled back, and I'll set a sell order on this afternoon probably. Again, I want to see if it's going to get above the 1132. I didn't get offended, Doug, by what I've previously done. I go back and look at the spreadsheet, and I'll tell you in the room what the profits were, like on the alert service. I can go back and look it up, but I got to bring it up and look at it, and I know it was between $2,000 and $3,000 last month. Yeah, it has it has to be considered a flat bottom to be a Heikenhachi reversal. You wouldn't be a Heikenhachi reversal anyway in this particular case because of the fact that it's in a continuation. There's a difference between a Heikenhachi reversal. A reversal would be a reversal from an existing downtrend to the upside would be a Heikenhachi bullish reversal. But if you've got an uptrend and it comes back and then joins the trend again, that would be what's called a Heikenhachi continuation. Yeah, learning the system is what matters, Bradley, absolutely. I appreciate it, Ram Kumar. I'm not offended by anything anybody says here. I'm just telling you, I've had people ask me for this stuff before, and I know what everybody they want to see some proof of what stuff's going on, and what am I just blowing smoke or anything? And I'm listen, I've been doing this a long time. I don't have to justify myself to anybody as far as trading is concerned. Terry took 30 cents in your first SPY unit. Nice job. Yes, this SPY trade worked pretty nicely here. The second time around worked nice. First was a loser. Second went from 169. It's 192 right now. And I'm in the trade, so I'm up about 20 cents. Terry, SPY and IWM, VOL slightly bearish. It's really been very, very choppy here today. The market internals are really choppy. If I show you the TC2000 market internals, it's this purple line here, the purple and blue line. You can see what it's doing. It's drifting down from this morning, and now it's just really pretty choppy. It goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. So there's a SPY just pulling back again. I just took profits in my SPY. Took about 18 cents profit in the SPY trade. I don't trust this market at all right now for any follow through. Okay, somebody had asked about a line. Let me go back and find this, the line. Lily, 827 to 320, 325 maximum. 820, let me take a look. It's at 24, 820, set 27, it's 24. To 3,325. That's a good line. That's a good line, Maxim. 827.24 to 3325. It's a good line. It's only got 2 touches, but it's a good line. And let me show it to you where it is right here. And that's a really good line, because you see where that is right now. That's the line right there. If you go back and look at it, goes way back here. Yep, that is a good algo line. Nice look on that. Again, it's only 2 touches. I'd prefer to see more touches, but it's definitely a good valid algo line. Bradley, even though SPY's above the VWAP, you find it too choppy and the momentum is not good enough for me to take it long on it. So I don't blame you. I don't blame you. All right, so again, I'm out of the SPY system here. I made about a SPY super system. I took about 18 cents for that one, and I lost. I forget what I said I lost on the first one, but I'm down a little bit on the day on the SPY super system. Not much, but not much. This is pretty crappy price action. Lumen looking pretty good for long. ABBV still looking good for a short. All right, let me take a look at the YouTube folks here. Microsoft still in the trade is around $1.50 now. Yeah, the Microsoft is. I don't think I'd be doing the put credit spread on it right now, but it's holding up okay. The whole point of the put credit spread when we took it was that we were above the 8, we were above the 15, we were above the 50, we were above the 100. So we get down to the 100 here as a 510, 505 as our put credit spread. So we sold the 510 and bought the 505. And the reason I took the 510 was, even though at that point in time the 100 was below that level, it's moving up. So as we move another week or so, the 510 price will be below the 100-day moving average as well. And this is still okay. I mean, I added to it a couple of times. I got $1.05 when I get in. I got another one for 125, and I got another one for 155 last week. But I'm still in it. But I don't, this is very tentative price action right now. It's definitely not bullish right now, but we want to see this thing hold. So, I mean, if you want to take a contract on it and get $1.50, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's Sam. That's a good point. Uh, Sam Smith mentions the best way to learn is to own every trade. Listen, when I call out a trade, I don't want people taking trades just because I'm taking them. I mean, I know people do that. That's what they do in the alert. But if you're in the room, we take a look at the chart. You've got to feel comfortable about taking any trade that I take, because these are your trades. Remember, you're going to win or lose money on these based on yourself. And if you're in a trade and you say, I don't really like that trade, don't take it, for goodness sakes. All right, so again, very low probability trading environment right now in the SPY, in the whole market. Very low probability trading environment. Coming up on 12:07. Probably take lunch around 12:35, 12:40, something like that. SPY trying to bounce again. Again, this is very, very tentative action here. SPY bouncing again here. Red, green, red, green, red, green. Q doing the same thing. Q hasn't got above the VWAP yet. The SPY's been trading above it now for a bit. The WM just horrible. Okay. Lumen still trading pretty nicely. IBB went right down to the 15 EMA and bounced right there, right off. We'd like to see it get back above the 8. Again, we're going to be in this for a little while, so on these swing trades, I don't really worry too much about the 5-minute charts. I don't worry about them at all, I'll tell you the truth. I'm just looking at the daily chart on them. With Lumen, I'll be watching that today, because if we get a decent pop in this thing, I'll probably put a sell order in on it. Lumen's at 241 right now. Then I checked the Qs to see if it had broken the VWAP line. The Qs didn't. The Qs are getting up to it right now, but they haven't broken through it yet. The ES broke through the VWAP, but the NQ kept bouncing off of it. Yeah, well, that's what's happening here. If you're looking at the NQ and the ES, you're looking at the futures for the SPY and the Qs, and they're going to be pretty damn close to what the SPY and the Qs look like here with the VWAP. Grapes. 97 people. And some guy in the Discord room, the YouTube group, can you post all your October trades, please? I said, no, I'm not going to post my October trades. I said, look, I listen, I said, look at them. I go back up to the sheet, look at this. I'm not going to, why would I take my time to do this?
Well, if you want me to do that, I can't give you trades.
That's what I told him. I said, listen, I'm not here to justify these things. I tell you what I'm very transparent about the profits. If you don't trust it, don't be here. I told him, I'm not going to do that. I said, I'm already spending a lot of time answering questions, giving trades, explaining everything, teaching you strategies that hardly anybody here even understands, and to give you trades. Please don't ask me to post everything. I'm not going to do it. I post it in my webinar every month.
Yeah, yeah.
That's ridiculous. I said, I said, frankly, I don't have time.
They don't get it.
I don't have time to do it. And I'm not going to do it.
They don't get it.
William, the guy from Vietnam, he says, you have the patience of Job.
It's true. It is true. As opposed to Carrie.
All right, we got about 12:15, coming up 12:15 right now. SPY still trying to creep higher, but I'm not going to mess around with it right now. I'm going to look for some high probability intraday type trades. Again, I like Lumen. Lumen still looks pretty nice here. I like ABBV short for intraday trade. Lumen's a swing. TS log on Saturday. I said I like the 8 and 15 EMA. Yep. Would you change the RLT fast and slow to 8 and 15 to do that? That's what this is here. This is the fast is the 8, the slow is the 15. That's what I'm using it. These are the ones I'm using. The 15 EMA of an EMA and the 8. So that's what I've got on here, and I use them together. In other words, if it breaks through one, I wait to make sure it doesn't the other one breaks as well. And I do it on the daily chart as well, but I use the 8 and 15. But what happens is on the SPY Super System now, we've got the 8, the 15 in the VWAP that we can use for support and resistance levels to enter trades. Yeah, for day trading. I use it for swing trading as well, but for day trading I use it. Again, it would allow me to take a short. Like this would be a short right here. See this on this ABVV for a short right here? See, it goes from buying blue to selling yellow, and it breaks down below the 15 and the 8 right there. See how it broke down? And if I was staying in it, I would stay in it as long as it didn't break above the 15. Even though I took it at the 8, the 15 becomes a stop for it. And you see how it popped up here? Now you could take it profits right here if you wanted to, but notice it did not break above the 15. That's how they say these work together. Lucille, SPY is definitely bouncing, but the wicks and overlapping candles make it kind of sit on my hands. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You know, I was trying to highlight some SPY system, super system trades today on the SPY, even though we were in a kind of a downtrend, just to point them out, because a lot of folks in here haven't done those before, and I was just showing you what I thought was good entrance, and then getting out. So I took a loss on one, a profit on the other. But these are very low probability trading environment. What I call LPTE. When you have an LPTE day, for the most part, you shouldn't be trading. You should be, and if you do take trades, you should be in for a short time, and you should take very small risks. Doug, why am I not answering you? I've got about 25 questions here that now, and I'll tell you what it was for October. I got to bring up my spreadsheet, bring it out, etc. And I'll tell you right now. And then I'll have it in my webinar when I finally wrap it up. But I'm also trying to do a webinar, or not a webinar, but a video on using the 8 and 15 together. And I also have a request to do a video on finding swing trades, which is going to be a little bit more complex because I'll have to use TC2000 along with the SPY Super System. So Ron, you were logging your trades. Was the coin call debit spread an RA or just an R? Just an R. That wasn't last. If you're talking about the one in the October, that was not alerted on. Bradley, GLW holding up pretty well. Very good. Steve, TER. Yeah, Teradyne, okay, it's a little extended. Another semiconductor stock, a little extended up here from the 8. A little too far up. I suspect it's going to compress a little, at least a little bit. Sylvia, SPY moving up. Yeah, it's little candles, but moving up slowly. Gary, how about a SPY Super System on the Palantir right now? The time we put it in there was probably a good one, which it was right here. Yeah, and it's a decent trade. I think it has earnings tonight, though. So if you're going to trade it, you're going to have to intraday trade this thing. I believe it has earnings tonight. Steve, can I send you the latest TOS script for my compass screen? Well, that you would get if you bought the SPY Super System. You have to buy the SPY Super System. You just call Rightline and get it, and they'll put this on your TOS platform, and you can download a TOS platform for free. They'll put it on your TOS platform, and it'll look exactly like mine. But I can't give it to you. I mean, you have to buy the software to get that, and they'll give it to you. I'm typically not going to share my layout with anybody unless they buy the software, and I don't have to do that because Brightline will actually give that to you when you buy the software. Okay, Steve? You just want to know about for clarification. Doug, the October just ended, and I had a lot of stuff I was trying to catch up with over the weekend. So I haven't put the webinar results on a webinar yet, because I usually do them multiple months. I'll have multiple months, July, August, September, October. So I haven't posted the October ones, but I'm going to look it up right now, and I'll tell you exactly what it was. Should we have regular candles on your chart? Your setup has Hypotetical candles. You should change them to regular candles, and use a Hypotetical when you're looking to get into a trade where you're looking for a confirmation of a breakout or a breakdown, if you want to confirm it, because Hypotetical candles are by definition confirmation of a break back into the original trend, because they're made up of two candles. But I would use regular candles until you're looking for that particular case. And can you show what to click on, Toss? Yeah. You go to Style, Chart Type, Candlestick here, Hypotetical candlestick there. Just click on Hypotetical. There's Hypotetical. All right. Let's go back to Style. Go back to Candlestick. That's all you have to do. Flip them back and forth. Gary, Palantir, yeah, I would wait for a little pullback here. This was a nice entry on it right here, but again, earnings tonight. So you don't have any flexibility to stay in if it goes against you, because you got to take it off tonight. Oh, you just ask Rory, Steve. Yeah, because he'll share it with you, or Sergio will share it with you on the software, Steve. If you own the software, yeah, they'll give you the new one. Okay, about 12:24. Sorry, I had a few questions here. Let me tell you what the results were for the month. If everybody wants to know what they were for October, let me go back here and look. All right, so we got the if you're in the alert service, Doug, for you, the alert service was up 2,620, and the room was down 890. Down 890 on the room. That's our first losing month this year. Not very much. 890 is pretty small. August was up, September was up 4,744 in the room, and up 2,483 on the alerts. August was up 2,495 in the room, 1,261 in the alerts. July was the big month. It was up 16,829 in the room, 6,701 on the alerts. All right, so those are the current things. We were down 890 this month on the room, very small. We're still up well over 50,000 in the room on 2,000 per trade, and the alert service hasn't even come close to having a losing month this year. All right. That's about as transparent as I can be. Yeah, it's been very tough to trade, Doug. You're right. The alert service was we missed a few bad trades that we had in the room on the alert service, just because I didn't think they were as high a probability as I like to send out alerts, or I didn't know if I was going to be in them a long time, etc. So that worked out good on the alert service. I don't know that the alert service has ever had a losing month in the last almost 4 years, to tell you the truth. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't think so. Again, I did some calculations on the alert service, or in the room as well, as far as profitability is concerned. And assuming that you paid the most that you could every year for the room, which would be a quarterly subscription, 4 quarters, that's about $1,600. Your return on your subscription cost so far every single year has exceeded 40 times your subscription cost. 40x ROI, which is extremely high on a subscription cost like that. So again, I don't really feel like I have to justify too much with the trades. I think you can see the quality of the trades we take and how much time I spend on trying to find the best trades, and how much work I do on technical analysis in addition to the SPY super system information, which is basically this stuff is something everybody should have, is this piece of software. I mean, it makes a huge difference in your trading. It's an investment in your trading future. I mean, I don't even care if you're just trading a few hours a day or every single day all day long or a couple of days a week. This is going to make a big difference in your results. Again, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not going to try to sell it to anybody. I just know what you can accomplish with it. GLD still working pretty nicely here. The short on GLD. Lumen's trading at about 245. Again, I'm out of the SPY. I get in for one for a loss. I get out the second one for a gain, and now it's pulled back again. Not a good day to be trying to trade the indexes. And even trading some of the individual stocks is tough. Tesla was very strong early today, but now it's weakened quite a bit. So when you get into these trades, you've got to be prepared to get out of them fairly quick on intraday trades. And you want to get in on a SPY super system setup. You see how much resistance and support you got here on Tesla? The 15, the 8, and the VWAP all jammed together. Okay, let me just check the YouTube, folks. Okay. YouTube's everything's under control there. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody being in there YouTube today. Lots of people. It's very crowded today, so that's good. That's very good. Again, September and October were very tough months in the market, and a lot of people were in a lot of other rooms and they lost their butts. And so you get a lot of folks looking for other opportunities. Again, we just do the same strategies every single week, every single month, month after month after month. We have a bunch of strategies we use depending upon what the market's condition. We have strategies for each market condition. Bullish, bearish, choppy, doesn't matter. So that's how we're able to continue to make money month after month after month. And last month was a tough month to trade. Really, really tough. I mean, if you look at the SPY, you can see what I'm talking about. Let's just talk about the SPY for a minute. All right, back here, you see how nice this was? Again, this is when everybody was saying how good. This is when all the words started coming out about the market was going to correct. You should be bearish. People telling you to get short, and this is what they missed. They missed this continuous move up in the market for months while they were shorting the market, because they were listening to what everybody else was saying instead of just looking at the price action. Does this price action say anything about a correction? And no, it doesn't. So it kept on moving up. Now this was the 100% tariff blurb on China that never really went into place, but they said they were going to do it. So the market, especially the algos, crashed the market here. So now what we've had since then is we trade inside this trading range for about a little over a week, and then we have moves like this. We have a nice move up the doji, then a move down. Up, down. Then we go up again, then we gap up. You can't even chase that. Gap up again, gap up again, gap up again. These are just, all these moves are overnight. And then all of a sudden now we gap down. And then we move up, and then we gap down, and then we move up. And then we've got this candle. This trading environment is miserable. This is miserable because you're getting a lot of gaps, right? You're getting a lot of gaps and a lot of chop. So trying to stay in a trade for very long, that's why we've done mostly intraday trades. This is a mess. It's a mess compared to what it was like back here. And a lot of people miss this altogether because they thought the market should be going down, because they're listening to people that say we should be in a bear market, the economy's going to collapse, the tariffs are going to kill everything. But they weren't watching this. This is what they should have been trading, and they didn't. Trade what you see, what the market's doing, not what you think or what you hear or what you read. All right, enough of a rant. It just frustrates me that people listen to other people. I don't mean just listen to me. I don't predict what the market's going to do. I just trade price action. Everybody wants to be able to predict what the market's going to do. Everybody's got a different opinion of what it's going to do. Nobody knows what it's going to do. So it's a waste of time, in my opinion. Okay, I hope that wasn't too bad a rant. $12.32. Maxima, you appreciate the rant. Wish you had heard it 16 months ago when I was all in on the bottom falling out. Yep, that was listening to. You're listening to what they thought that was going to happen. You have big regrets. You're not alone. Believe me, you're not alone. A lot of people traded the market like that, and they listened to people that said that the market should be going to correction. Things were going to go down. They started taking puts. They started shorting stock. All they had to do was look at the price action of the market. Price action of the market was very clear that we were still in a bullish trend. Very clear. After the tariffs went on and went off again back in April, it was very clear that the market wanted to go up. So we were basically taking longs. So we had this huge month in July, right? 30 wins, 3 losses, basically all long, while people are shorting the market. It's just, it frustrates me because you should not be listening to what people say or what you hear or listening to things on X or any kind of social media. Please have confidence in yourself, the fact that they don't know any more about what the market's going to do than you do, and predicting what the market's going to do doesn't do anything for you, because you could be right, you could be wrong. We just look at the price action and trade it. You're here for the rant, Sam? Well, I don't usually rant very often. That's true, Harry. Harry said you should not feel bad the errors of your gains. It's true, we're trading against retail traders. And most retail traders, I mean, let's be frank about it, all right? Most retail traders are horrible. They have no idea what they're doing. They think they can make a lot of money in the trading, and they don't have any idea what they're doing. They just don't understand technicals. They listen to news. They're listening to Wall Street bets. They're listening to anything. They're just looking for this quick money. The whole point of this room is to be disciplined, patient, and being very disciplined is important, all right? And just follow the strategies, and then we let the market tell us what to do. It's not meant to be turn $5,000 into $1 million in a year, like some people tell you can do. You can't do it. All right, you're much more likely to turn 5,000 into zero a lot faster than that. All right, so again, I'm going to stop ranting now, but it frustrates me when people, if people were telling me they were going short, not in this room but in other rooms, and I look at the market and say, how can you go short? The market's bullish. That's why I used to kept putting up that the bull's still here GIF that I put up. Okay, I'm gonna have lunch pretty soon, about 11:35 now. Zachlin, how long it take me to become consistently profitable? A few years. But I was doing it part-time. By the time I turned over to full-time, I was profitable. But it takes, listen, this is not something, I try to give as much guidance as I can here, and I think that if you're following the service and looking at the trades and learning how to trade these things, it's going to benefit you a lot. But I'm trying to keep people at least somewhat profitable during their learning curve. That's the whole point. Because I didn't have that kind when my learning curve was very expensive. It was like paying for a college degree. That's true, Steve. It's okay. Some of us have to win for other people to lose. I know. I understand that. I understand that there's always going to be retail traders who loses, and I know that. But I don't want that to be anybody in the room. I don't want that to be anybody that I'm trying to help learn to be a good trader. Doug, I appreciate it. Thanks. Yep. uh, Discord people are funny as hell. Just made $1 million trading on your toilet. Yeah. Look at my Maserati I got out front, my Lamborghini that I just rented so I could sell something. Okay, so I'm going to stop ranting. I'm going to start looking for some trades here. Again, we're in Lumen long, trading pretty nicely. Took a couple of SPY trades, one loss, one win. Still bouncing up here, but again, it's not. This is not good enough to me. This is not great trend. You can scalp this. I mean, you can scalp this off these levels. You can scalp it right here. I wouldn't short it if I were you. It's coming right down to the VWAP. You could probably take it off the 100 right here with the 100 as a stop. But notice the 100 and the VWAP are getting a little bit further apart from each other. So if it breaks the 100, you can't really wait for it to get back to the VWAP, but you can wait for it to bounce off the 15. I appreciate that, Ram Kumar. On top of my other attributes, I do try to encourage everyone. I do. Listen, nobody's happier when you make money than I am. I love to see people in the room making money. We've got a lot of people making a lot of money. You know, they're taking more trades than I do. I don't have time to take all the trades that I'd like to take because I'm trying to run the room and help folks out. But it's really gratifying when people are telling me, you know, that they've had their first winning month in the history of trading for the time they've been trading. You know, it is gratifying. Because I know we have a methodology here that really works. I mean, it really works, and it continues to work, and it doesn't matter what the market does. Sometimes it means don't trade during the day, so you have to be patient. You have to be disciplined, right? That's, and you've got to keep emotions out of your trading. That's really, really hard to do for most people. Hey, Ram Kumar, I appreciate that. You've got more encouragement one day here than you have in the other room. And you're in a 1.3, yeah. Well, you picked up a lot, Ram Kumar. I know what your trading experiences was to being in the rooms, but you have some excellent technical picks. Your technical analysis is getting better and better and better, and that's really good. And I appreciate your postings in the room as well. It's a help. I mean, when you post the trades, even if I don't think it's a good one, I appreciate that because you have a good understanding of these, and I'm sure we've taken some trades that you've posted. So that's a big benefit to me and everybody else in the room. Sold the put credit spread on CVS, Travis, November 21st, 75.74 for 21 cents. Okay. CVS. Yeah, that's a decent credit spread. I mean, you're obviously you're bearish after earnings, but you're doing a credit spread after earning, assuming that this 50-day is going to hold, which it probably will. And you get $21 for a dollar spread, so you're getting about 25%, just a little bit more. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Reem Kamai, you like asking questions, yeah. And listen, every question that anybody asks in here helps other people because it's when somebody asks a question, and believe me, with all the folks we have in this room, there's other people that have the same exact question. Hey Frank, MU for a day trade, potential bounce off the 5 and the 8. Let me look at MU. Five-minute EM, 8 EMA right here. Yeah, possibly. It hasn't really bounced off of it yet here. Yeah, it's a pretty nice daily setup. So yeah, I would say that would be a pretty decent trade. I mean, it's up decently today. It's up almost 6%. But if you can get in on a bounce, yeah, and you're looking for it to break out to the high of the day. I think that's a decent. Potential entry of the trade right there. Yeah. And if you get in over the 8, you can probably give it to the 15. And if it bounces off the 15, you can probably take it. If it bounces off the 15 and assume that it's going to go back to the 8. Now it's an anticipation trade, but it still could. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and shut down the YouTube feed. Appreciate all the folks in here today. I appreciate all the questions and comments very much. Appreciate it. And we'll be back tomorrow about 11:30 for the YouTube feed again on Tuesday. And again, thanks very much for being here. Again, if you're interested in the room, my trading room, or the alert service, or the software is really this can, if you don't use this, you don't have it, this can change your trading. It can make it much better. So you can just call rightlinetrading.com. Oh, no, right. You go to rightlinetrading.com, or you can call Rory at 786-732-4656 and get the room, the alert service, or the software, or all of them. If you get the software, you'll get entrance. You get access to the room for at least a month. It depends on how long you buy it for. They actually have a deal right now where if you buy the software for lifetime, for about $2,500, you get the room lifetime as well, which is kind of a no-brainer deal. All right, everybody, have a great afternoon. We'll see everybody on YouTube tomorrow, and I'm gonna